Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have a team kill between Dragon Phoenix Gaming Rogue and Dragon Phoenix Gaming Cure. Just because they're teammates doesn't mean that they'll go easy on one another. So we see Rogue starting up with a drone scout. This is something we don't really see that often anymore, and quite frankly has completely fallen out of fashion in this matchup. Terrans have kind of quit proxy racks, well, not completely quit, but they've been doing it a lot less lately, and the drone scout also has been a lot less common. I think one of the main reasons for that is just because Zergs have gotten so good at defending the two racks, and the initial overlord patterns tend to be a little bit too good. But here we see that Rogue is sending both of his first overlords, or at least the first one goes across the map. Second one just wanted to see that middle area, make sure that there's no proxy rexes there. And I think Rogue is going to be pretty happy with this early game. Well, actually, that's not really true. If you're investing minerals and you're investing a drone and some overlord time as well into scouting proxy racks, you probably would like to find some proxy racks because that is the scenario that you're looking for. So I would assume if he scouts this, that Rogue would have a very good response to all of that. Now, we see Cure here starting with a standard Reaper first, continued gas mining as well, so we're not going to be seeing any type of weird triple racks or triple CC into a mainly barracks type of play. No, we get the quick factory instead, the most common of all openers. Now the real question is going to be, will Cure follow this up with a fast third CC or with a quicker second gas? I kind of feel like this is going to be that faster third CC, as we do see the SCV rallied onto the third CC location, or well, the main base location where you would build a 30C. Initial Reaper is not going to get any kills yet, and as the Queen pops out at 237, as it usually does, somewhere between 236 and 238, it pops out depending on your initial micromanagement of the drones, and also a little bit dependent on the map, of course, how the mineral patches are set up. There's that 1.5 second window which you can pop out. Ooh, that's a really fast starport here, coming out of Cure before that second gas even. And that kind of makes me believe that this is going to be a Viking opener. The way that everything is set up so far does not really feel, at least to me, like it will be Banshee. This gas is just a little bit too late for that. We also saw the Hellions go down before. And if you delay your initial gas and then still go Banshee, that just gives you trouble later on if you try to get quick stim. It delays your initial push out by quite a bit. So kind of guessing like maybe something like 6 car into Viking, or like 6 cars into Viking Liberator is a possibility as well. You just need slightly less gas for that. Cloak and that first Banshee are just darn expensive, especially when it comes to the gas. That's something to keep in mind here. Tech Lab is going to go down on this barracks right now as this Overlord made its way all the way towards the bottom side. Now it's going to start popping in. It will be met with that Viking eventually. So the first 2 Hellions and the Reaper are moving in, trying to do a little bit of damage against these Queens. Not quite going to be capable of doing that. Both of these Marines are going to be pulled into position as well. It indeed is going to be a Liberator follow-up. Rogue will scout this and should start his spores in about, well, what is it? 30-ish seconds from now, just to be capable of dealing with that Liberator. I'd say a spore per base could get pretty far. You don't even really need a spore at the third, because there's always going to be plenty of Queens there. But in the main and in the natural, you definitely want to get one of them spores. We do see a little bit of a Queen split here coming out of the Korean Zerg player, so those 2 Queens on the high ground. Let's see, does Cure want to walk through? No, not quite. We have some Lynx patrolling behind this as well, so Rogue is perfectly set up to catch any type of Hellion run by if this was in the works for Cure, but it doesn't really seem to be. So far there's only 6 Hellions, 2 more on the way, will go up to 8, so this is a heavy commitment into that Hellions. The Hellion tech initially means that the barracks are going to be a little bit delayed, and the initial amount of Marines will be less than it would have been with, for example, 6 or 4 Hellions. This Overlord is barely going to survive, and the Queen manages to take out the Viking as well. Kind of painful here, because that means that the Overlord spread once again start moving around the map to spot a potential Liberator. We do have 2 spores going down right now, like I said, 1 in the main, 1 in natural. Same time these Hellions are coming in, trying to roast a couple of these drones and being rather successful at that. 7 drones will go down. Liberator sets it up at the same time as well, and this actually is kind of a chaotic situation in which Rogue seems to be falling a little bit. He seems to be going down in that worker count. lower eco than he ideally would want. We don't have a fort base started yet. Double evos are on the way, and we also see the layer finishing up at this point. That means that the bailing speed can start, followed up by a quick 1-1 upgrade is the thing that I can kind of see happening here. Going to stick with 5 gas, so I'm expecting something of a Hydraling Bane opener here out of Rogue. Hellions are still alive. We'll take out a bunch of creep here on the left side, and the creep has already been denied a fair amount. I'm not even sure if that many tumors have been killed or how Cure really managed to do this, but the creep isn't really pushing out that far, and especially around that 4th base area, and mind you, this 5th base area, it's kind of problematic actually. This really has the potential to be problematic. 9 queens are out, we have 10 more drones on the way, Rogue going up to a fairly high worker count here against the first push, so feeling confident in his ability to hold despite these initial drone losses. Don't forget, 9 drones have already gone down, so this is basically what an 88? Yeah, 88 worker defense had he not lost those drones. That's a lot of workers before you want to start building your initial rounds of units. Sure, there's 9 queens, but the creep spread isn't that brilliant, and you're only going to be able to move 5-6 queens to that one location. Of course, every hatchery will have a queen to inject as well. Bailing speed not quite ready. Here comes Cure moving forward. Combat shield not done. 1-1 not quite done yet. Cure does believe that he can take a lot of these creep tumors out though. And I think that might be the real pain point here, is that the creep can't be defended. At least for now. That means that this pushing area will be difficult for Rogue to hold. You still have these rocks you need to deal with. Makes it difficult for the Zerg often to engage. I love that scan there. It can be so tricky to push up that ramp with the creep. We have a Marine over there. We have these Hellions positioned around the watchtower trying to take that out. It wouldn't surprise me if the next medevacs, start marching towards that right side. So it can keep the tower. And with that tower you can also deny this creep spread moving in towards the middle of the map. And the longer you can deny the middle from being taken, the easier it is to make aggressive rotations without being spotted. We see Cure in fantastic control of the map right now, completely in the know of whatever is happening. Does not actually take out that tumor though, is a little bit of a mistake there. The Marine was ready for it. It means that the creep is going to continue pushing forward. There's no high ground vision here, so these tumors will not be capable of going up quite yet. 5th base is set up and is starting to get saturated as well. We're still working off of these merely 5 gases. But the gas count seems to be high enough for now. At the same time we have the secondary, or well, this actually was the first army going in. Oh, Cure not paying attention. He's going to lose a lot of Marines, losing a lot of Hellbats as well, and loses a decent amount of footing on that left side of the map. Tower will still be occupied, but for how much longer is the question. Great link control out of Rogue is going to trigger that mine just on a single link. Beautiful micro here, and although the early game looked a little bit sloppy, it seems like our Zerg player now has full control of that right side, probably wants to start clearing that tower, gets the creep tumor up on the high ground as well, and now can really start thinking about taking the rest of the map. And a 6th base might be in the works. Of course, a 6th base, you kind of do need some creeper in this general area. There's still one point where Rogue is struggling a little bit. Mine hits not going to connect with as many links as Cure probably would have liked. We're looking at drilling claws, 2-2 being researched. There is a little bit of a 2-2 timing here, I have to admit it. There's extra barracks popping out as well. They will not be ready for this incoming timing. We're going to have a very large, mainly Marine kind of focused army. A couple of mines in there with the drilling claws, and I am not entirely sure why we're pushing towards that right side. It feels like if we want to go for a big 2-2 timing, the left side is a better location as there's just way less creep. You have the help of these rocks as well. It seems that Cure is way more keen on playing around these watchtowers. Oh my god, the control out of Rogue has been so good. As there's no retarget fire of these mines, every single mine is just going to die, only taking out 1 or 2 links each. That's just some fantastic unit management there out of the Zerg player. Who is, by the way, going up to multiple gases right now. 8 gases being taken. We see the Lurker then on the way. We see the Hive as well coming out. On top of that, we have Pneumatized Carapace, the Overlord speed upgrade. 6 spaces being taken on the right side. So Cure perhaps wise to focus on that area. Cure wise to focus on the area. If Rogue wants to start expanding there. These mine hits were a little bit bigger, do also friendly fire the medevacs a fair amount. Rogue is going to continue pushing in right now. Cure should be somewhat aware of that. I think there's plenty of bio here to deal with that. problem perhaps is going to be the lack of Widow Mines. No 5th command center on the way yet. That means that scans are going to be, well, not in very high supply here. And that is an issue for when these seismic spines finish up. Rogue now pushing forward very far with his creep on that right side. Left side is also being freed and being pushed out. So every single lane on this map so far is pushed out by the Zerg player. And that's just trouble here. It's just going to be trouble for Cure. There's nothing else I can say. Overseer, well, should be capable of maybe tanking something. No wants to conserve that Overseer. Loses a lot of Ling Bane here, though. This was a good fight for Cure. At the same time, run by towards that left side. Sensor tower is pretty far out in the open. This is a wild sensor tower. Depot wall is going to get taken out. Will supply block Cure. And also might actually allow these Banelings to move in later on. Nidus network being constructed right now. 5th base is on the way. I don't think this is going to be an orbital. This just looks like it's going to be a 5th on a planetary location here on the right side. Not quite sure if Cure can actually move towards that right side. It still feels like the left side is the side where he should be trying to fight right now. Good splits. Oh my god, that was a single Ling kill here. Maybe 2 kills? I can't quite see it. It was very little and it could have been dangerous. Things are going to get taken out. Overall units lost is of course in favor of the Terran. By decent margin as well, I have to say. Almost 1-to-2 ratio, and it's kind of the painful territory here that the Zerg is in if it's the 1-to-2 ratio. Another command center will get built. I believe this should be an orbital over here. I don't think flying that over to be a planetary is super useful. Oh my god, these Lurkers are absolutely ripping through this bioforce. Do we even have a Ghost Academy yet? Yeah, we do. First 4 ghosts are on the way. Is there any siege units out though? Is another question that we can ask. The answer to that is definitely no. We have 4 mines, that's all the splash we're going to have, but no siege tanks to help outrange these Lurkers. There's also not going to be any Liberators to help destroy these Lurkers. That means that these Lurkers will reign supreme for now. We have 5 more Hydras on the way, a couple more Banelings being morphed as well. It feels like Rogue is moving in here for the killing blow. And that actually is possible. It actually is possible that this is going to be the killing blow. Mine is moving forward. There's no Overseer here, and that is painful. Triple Overseer is being morphed at home. Nidus network on the way as well. We see the Nidus network going up in the main base. Is there anything in it? No, there isn't, but it does allow Rogue to start moving in. Cure getting caught out of position a little bit over here. Another Nidus network going up in the main base at the same time. Rogue is absolutely playing with his food at this point. This 3rd base is forced to lift. There's still no 5th over here either for Cure. Rogue needs to be careful. He's losing a lot of crap, but as long as he's denying mining. And this Nidus goes down in the main base. Couple of links go in. No, they don't. Another Nidus network goes up here near the 3rd base. Perhaps wanting to spread some creep around this area. But also, in case a Nidus network afterwards goes up in the main, these Lurkers can just straight up teleport into that main base through the Nidus network. A couple of Ghost Snipes will go down here. So these Lurkers are also going to fall. Well, one of them falls, the others stay alive with very, very little HP. Liberator will move into action, try and defend that. This has been an extremely aggressive game here out of Rogue. And he's pushing in once again, and it's just trouble. Trouble all around here for Cure, who's losing Ghost after Ghost, Marine after Marine. These Lurkers moving into position as well, start taking out this planetary. Do note the bank for Rogue is practically non-existent. His income is high, his bank is low, his supply is low as well. And now that there's 11 ghosts out, it feels like these trades have, have not been good. They have not been... I really felt like he was breaking Cure here with all the momentum, but Cure, 68 workers currently, 4 orbital commands. Yes, it's not the highest orbital command count. I know there is no 5th base either yet. We don't even have a command center for that yet. But at the same time, this is a decent army. This is 15 ghosts. Mine count now is going to be one of the most crucial things, as there seems to be a bit of a switch back into Banelings. These Banelings will connect with a couple of the ghosts, but not quite as big as I bet Rogue would have wanted. Once again, Cure's going to take a good engagement, keeps majority of his army alive, will push back a little bit of creep as well. What is the plan for Rogue here now exactly? Still mining 4k minerals a minute. Lots of Marine Marauder on the way. I like that. Getting Marauders to tank these Banelings rather than relying solely on Ghost. Ghost, of course, are better against Banelings, but money efficiency-wise, Marauders, they deal so well with these bad boys. This is slightly too far out here. Cure, I think you actually need to pick up. Sloppy engagement out of the Terran player, which was really not necessary either. A lot of his supply also seemingly is going to be in these medevacs. That also is scary. Banelings are going to start connecting with these Ghosts. So they still have 7 goes left over. The army supply is still extremely high here for Cure, but 22 supply of the 80 army supply is currently in medevacs, and that isn't really contributing to the fight quite as much. His ghosts are going to be picked up and moving towards the main base. Oh, wanting to snipe that Overlord. Do like that play. It's going to cost a little bit of energy, but we'll make sure that there's no Niduses going up in that main base. Lots of mules being dropped right now. Look at that income here for Cure. Some beautiful stuff. This has been an absolutely mental game. Rogue is taking the entire map, but only now starts moving towards some of these more neutral bases. And it feels like this is the timing where Cure can actually move out a little bit. I still feel like mines are vital for this army to survive out on the map, away from planetaries. Do mind, there's no planetary over here, so there's no place to run back to. You need some type of splash unit back at home. And a planetary can provide that splash, but mines are of course a fantastic, more mobile splash force. Bottom right side also being taken. Starting to worry a little bit for Rogue right now, as this tower is going to fall into the hands of the Terran. That means that this topside base is going to be difficult to keep. This base will be impossible. We see a nuke going down already. Creep is disappearing quickly. I like this run by a lot. That seems to be the correct call. If this planetary dies, that will be a very, very big deal. Ooh! Exploded everything at the same time there. Is going to get this... Oh my god, are you joking? Pulling any laser over here. Not quite getting that planetary. Miscounting the amount of banelings he needed. Oi, 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 oi. That could have been huge. That would have been huge. Completely opening up that right side. Now we see once again Rogue fighting off creep. But this of course isn't going to be it. Fighting off creep against a maxed Terran army. No way, Jose. This topside base is going to fall. And with that topside base, the drone count also is probably going to go down a bit. Almost feels like Rogue has nothing here. We have 24 banelings being morphed. Base falls. Base is going to die, and there's nothing you can do about it anymore. This army is running low, though. Medevac count has dwindled down all the way to 7. This is still going to be a fight on creep as well. There's still a lot of creep available. Mines in the far, far back. Can we get another stim? Yes, we can. Ghost count only at 4. Whew. This is a game. This actually is quite a game, huh? No extra upgrades, by the way, on the eBay. No armor, no range either. High-sec auto-tracking. A little bit surprising here. Cure has plenty of money in the bank right now. Can definitely go there. Still a frugal spender. 59 workers. This is not really a late-game army either. Consisting of a lot of bio units. This time around I do think this planetary is going to end up falling. That is a very big deal. A very, very big deal. That right side planetary is keeping this natural from collapsing, basically. And allowing the production to safely move towards more forward locations. I still believe Rogue is in a world of trouble, though. Look at these trades so far in this game. 1-to-2 ratio. He's not been out mining his opponent in a 1-to-2 ratio. You can see that reflected both in the supply and in the bank. There's two things here that Cure could do. Cure could play a very high-paced style, saying, hey, I want to replenish more of these bio units, and try to snipe bases very quickly and try to end the game fast. Or you could kind of go back into a higher ghost count once again, moving up to like 16, 17 ghosts rather than the minus 10 ghosts that he's been on for the past 2-3 minutes. And both of these are, I think, viable options at this point. This orbital might be in a bit of trouble, actually. Phoenix are going to connect. Hydra's taking out this orbital. Rogue gets a fight here. Takes out 13 workers. If this orbital goes down, that would be big. Doesn't feel like it is going to, though. At the same time, double drop heading towards this bottom right side base. We have a couple more lurkers moving in position. No overseer being here is actually kind of painful. Fun fact, by the way, you can semi-dodge that mine shot. You just saw it there by burrowing. Then it only deals the splash damage rather than the direct hit damage. Little fact. Just a little bit of a fact. It felt like Cure had this game completely in the bag. But now I'm not so sure anymore. This right side base extremely vulnerable. This left side is pretty secure though. This left side is very secure. There's no real creep there. This is also an orbital. It's an orbital party right now. Yay! It's an orbital party in the 2K atmospheres valley. Odd situation. Very odd situation. It feels like Rogue is the one in control of where the fight is going to happen. I do believe that Cure has the better economic situation, also a slightly better army. It's going to be caught in a weird position here with the Ghost on one side, the Bio on the other side. Rogue is pushing through. For now, Rogue is pushing through. How many snipes do we have available? Well, plenty to deal with this, I would say. Liberator also going to be moving forward right now. Ling Bane is heading in towards the natural. Overseers are in position to deal with these cloaked ghosts. We'll get full vision at least. Lurker's going to be moving back a little bit. I would not mind if these Lurkers try and attack this base. At the same time, the top left and this side also being under heavy fire right now. 11, 12 SCVs going down. Couple of snipes happening. Rogue outmining his opponent once again for the first time in a little while. This orbital needs the lift right now. Hydra's moving into position, which probably means that this Liberator is going to fall. That Liberator is really the only thing holding back these Lurkers, it feels like. There's just simply not enough ghosts. There's not enough bio either. What a sick engagement out of Rogue there. Felt like he was down and out. Just way too far down in mining. But none of these bases, and this one being a planetary, made it so easy for him to just harass everything while attacking at the same time. We still don't have that high-sec auto-tracking, by the way, making these planetaries that are there just a little bit weaker as well. Currently, I believe there's only a single planetary. I think Rogue has actually done it for the second time this game. I believe that he has done it. Truly believe that the game was over after the mid-game, but Cure fought back. And initially, I thought that Cure had it as well. It's truly a game of comebacks. But right now, Cure just not mining enough. Does not really have any advantage whatsoever. There still are 7 ghosts, but no places to really run to. So we get this quick push forward, but it's not even really hitting any major objective, which is an issue, of course. 2 Lurkers are going to fall before they burrow. But there's 14 Lurkers currently, and I think all of them are over here. Might have like 1 Lurker defending this, no? Is there even a Lurker anywhere else? No, I think... Oh, okay, 1 in the back. I think that's it, 14 Lurkers. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to deal with. Mine is going to hit some of these links. The fun thing is, given enough time, these ghosts will be capable of taking it out. I also don't think that these Lurkers can do much else, honestly. So any type of damage needs to start happening here on the top side. That's just a pure Ling double Bane army, though. Lift, lift, lift. Really important lift. Missed. Oei. Currently left on, where does it say? 2 orbital commands rather than the 3 we should have been having. Bioforce is going to start moving forward a bit, and now we get the infestors that are burrowed. Such a scrappy game that's always difficult to deal with. Let's see, is Cure paying attention? Yes, he is. Does not get the scan off. Probably didn't really have the energy available. 2 Lurkers will fall for free once again. Oh, no, Cure. Well, it isn't free if you also lose 3 ghosts. Liberator is going to continue moving forward right now. There's just not enough scans. So it's just hoping that Rogue unburrows, because what else are you going to do? Scan? Hope you kill half a Lurker? Doesn't sound like a very viable plan. Rogue is aware of the top left side base, and I think that is where a lot of the attention is going to be going to right now from the Zerg player. Lurkers will try to keep majority of the army busy here on the bottom side, while at the same time Ling Bane, oh my god, 12 more Lurkers on the way. Going to go up to, what is that? 12 plus 9? Is that 21? Yes, that's 21. Going up to 21 workers. That's a pretty decent Lurker count. I guess that workers there the first time. Yeah, let's do the best. Double Liberators holding their position at least for now. Difficult for Lurkers to move through 2 setup Liberator zones already, of course, but a couple of Hydras and a Viper will make short work of that, and now we do have this rotation. And this is the rotation that you're scared of. This is the rotation that could just straight up win the game, because once these Lurkers get in position, these Fungal boys are here. It is going to be really, really difficult. Couple of snipes going down. Fungal is going to hit, albeit a little bit too late to save that single Lurker. Beautiful movement with this army as well. Knowing there's no sensor towers on the map means that you can kind of weave in between this general area and then try to go towards that left side base. It feels like Cure is under siege from every single angle. bunch of these lurkers are going to die before they even burrow, but at the same time a lot of ghosts are taking a decent chunk of damage. There's no ghost here on the left side anymore, all of them just getting rallied through into this lurker army. And it feels like despite his brilliant trading during this game, especially in the second part of the mid game, the early stages of the late game, it really felt like Cure was doing everything correct. But a couple of bad fights, not having planetaries on these edge bases, and we see Rogue just picking up the win over here. Banelings moving in right now. Liberators getting taken out. We have the Lurkers in the bottom, the Banelings from the top, stuck between a rock and a hard place. GG gets called as Rogue wins the game here on 2K Atmosphere. A fantastic Terran versus Zerg that I thoroughly enjoyed. If you also thoroughly enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and bye-bye.